Okay, I think we'll get started. So thank you all for coming. Welcome to Cryptist. We're very excited to see you all here. My name's Errol, and this is Yunus, and we'll be looking after the stage for you today. We want to start by telling you a story. But before we tell the story, we just want to say a big thank you to all of the supporters, the media partners, the speakers, the sponsors. Without this kind of international support, none of this would be possible. So really, a big thank you to all of them. And we also have some general info for people, right? Remember, we're in D block. If you want to connect to the Wi-Fi, it's RFK, Misafir.
Yes, such.
There will be snacks all throughout the day and coffee. Am I missing anything?
Yeah, you can find the schedule in the website. Also in our Twitter account, please follow it if you didn't already. You should join our Telegram group for all the announcements. It is the general Cryptist Telegram group, so we'll be using it. We have been using it for 3 years now, and we'll be using it in the future as well. So you should also stay in the Telegram group after the event, if you want to get notified, of course. What else?
I think that's it.
Okay, for Cryptist as well.
Yeah, and the hackathon?
I think I mentioned that.
Okay. So to start with the story, 3.5 years ago, I moved to Turkey to start my Turkish adventure. I'm born and raised in the UK, but my mother is Turkish, so I always wanted to spend a few years in where she was from. And when I came here, there wasn't really a crypto scene. I mean, sure, there was a lot of crypto adoption because of a depreciating currency. There were a couple conferences, yearly conferences, but they were really corporate. They didn't have this kind of builder vibe that we feel at all of the international and global conferences. So I was here and I was chatting with a cryptography friend who lives here, contributes a lot to the Ethereum Foundation and PSE, and he was saying, wouldn't it be great if we did a kind of zero knowledge or privacy event in Turkey? And it seemed like a great idea, so I went to Mustafa and I went to Murat with this idea, and they were very excited, very on board, they wanted to join. And by the way, if you don't know Murat, he's co-founder of Citreo, which is a big company to come out. They actually met at the first Cryptist, and that's going to be kind of our message here, which is that at these events, people have conversations and ideas and turn them into companies. So we started, and we made Mola Palace as well, which is a monthly get-together. Whenever international people would come from the global crypto ecosystem, we would get them to speak at Mola Palace, and we'd have beers and pizza and just have kind of a nice evening. And we got to watch a lot blossom from all of that. Lots of friendships, lots of happy memories, but also jobs and careers and startups. And in fact, one of the first people to join our community was Yunus here, he wasn't even at uni. He was still a school student, high school, secondary school, and now he has studied maths and physics at an amazing university, Sorbonne, in France, in a foreign language, is now doing a master's in computer science, co-founder of Node 101, which is a really big company in the space, and contributed a lot to the community. And Yunus himself has done a lot for the community. But do you want to tell us a bit about the growth you've seen over the past few years?
Of course. Thank you very much, Errol. So first of all, thank you everyone for being here and our amazing organization team, speakers and sponsors. It wouldn't be possible without you, of course. I want to mention you a little about the Cryptist story and what has changed in these 3 years and why today is different and so important. So first of all, you should understand what Errol mentioned before, that 3 years ago at the time, there were no blockchain community in Istanbul. Yes, there were a lot of crypto events and a lot of traders, and crypto ecosystem was the biggest in Europe at the time as well, and today too, in terms of Binance volume and traders and etc. But in terms of blockchain developers and researchers and builders, unfortunately, Turkey was falling forward, and we didn't have enough people to join the ecosystem. And at the time, Errol and Mustafa and Murat had the vision that we can actually bring people together and have the first Cryptist. Normally, Cryptist takes its name from cryptography, not crypto. The event was meant to have cryptographers and researchers, but at the time, as I said, there were no blockchain events. So the first Cryptist was actually organized in a general blockchain topic, but not focused to cryptography. The first Cryptist was a success, everyone was really happy, and we had very good international comments all around the world saying that Cryptist was one of the best events that they joined that year. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough because starting a community, starting a fire is not enough if you don't actually let it grow. So over the years, we worked very much with all of the community, not only the Cryptist people, but also all around Turkey, to make the Turkey a blockchain ecosystem. We worked for 1 year, did 100, 200 events maybe all around Turkey, and we convinced their Connect people to come to Istanbul because they have seen the potential that happened in Turkey, and they said, yes, we will help you bring this potential out. So in 2020, Dev Connect was held in Istanbul, Eat Global was held in Istanbul, and it was a record-breaking number at the time in terms of like number of people, developers attending. It was really huge, the Istanbul community. Everyone was so impressed and it was a huge success. We were really happy, but it wasn't enough either. Because at the time it was thanks to international companies coming here and recognizing our community. But we knew that if we want this change to be persistent, we need to have our own blockchain week each year without depending on others. So we said, okay, now we'll convince them to come to Istanbul once more, and we'll convince them to stay here, to come back each year again and again and do their events. So 6 months ago, Builders Week was formalized, along with Cryptist, Bitcoin++, Eat Istanbul, and many other very valuable events. We also have an event, Crypto Ankara, just in the other hall. Feel free to engage with them as well. And yes, so we had the Cryptist as well as a part of a blockchain week with a real community this time. And so this year's Cryptist is not a blockchain event, it's a cryptography event. And today you will hear from cryptographers and researchers, but not the general blockchain space. And we are so happy that this year we can actually hold the Cryptist initial vision and change the area. We have another surprise for you for today's Cryptist as well. It is especially in many cases, and I let Errol to explain the other surprise of today's Cryptist.
Yeah. So to shift focus back to today, we started with students who became experts in a variety of areas in crypto and integrated into the global crypto ecosystem. But one thing we're really excited about today is that we also have deepening ties with the academics and researchers in Turkey via professors, but also TÜBİTAK, as Yunus said, are right next door. And for those of you who don't know, TÜBİTAK is kind of Turkey's national science R&D facility organization. It's kind of like ARPA or DARPA in some ways because they also spin out companies. It's not just about the research. So we've been gathering the ingredients that you need to have innovative companies and projects be built. And they're built via conversations that happen at places like that. So a lot of people have worked many hours, many weekends, many evenings to make this happen. And by the way, if you get the chance, you see somebody wearing one of the team things, just share a little thank you with them if you're feeling up to it, because a lot of what they do goes unnoticed, and I know they would really appreciate it. But the reason they put in all that effort to make this kind of thing happen is because they're a part of the community and they want to watch it grow and succeed, and they want to be a part of that as well. And they know if they help organize something like this, they get to come, they get to meet amazing people, they get to have fascinating conversations. And 3 years down the line, they get to say, hey, you know that big company? I was there when they met each other and had the idea. I even got drunk with them that night. Like, it was a lot of fun. So that's the reason why we do these kind of things and continue doing them. So yeah, please be open to have conversations with everybody. That's why we're all here, to chat about the different areas. Everybody's interested in a different thing, but we can all still learn from each other. And I think there's just a few final words that Yunus wanted to say.
Yes, before we finish, I want to also mention that in the same place, Remy Library, tomorrow we will have the TÜBİTAK event, the Istanbul conference, and just after that, the Istanbul hackathon. And I want to invite you all guys to join the Istanbul hackathon as well, because we are looking for very valuable developers there. Also, a final surprise for you. Up until we have announced a total of $25,000 prize pool for Istanbul to be given to developers. And now I want to announce that we actually increased the pool to $35,000, and it is still counting up. This is the first time we announced this, and hopefully it will be increased even more till the hackathon. So yes, I hope I'll see you all there. And finally, I want to mention something that I think is really important. Today we are here for technology, for blockchain, for cryptography, but science is not about these. Science is not about technology, it's not about blockchain, it's about people. And it's about the effect of the innovation in real life. So it's really important that today touches actual people and creates an actual value in the real life. So please enjoy the conversation, enjoy networking, and make sure that the ideas here live forward and bring up something to the world. Thank you everyone, and have a nice Cryptist.